Hi, Hilda. It's been a while since we last spoke to each other. Actually, I don't know how long it's been, to be honest. I was wondering if you've got a moment to talk?
Oh, hello there, Alma. I hope you're doing all right. What's the matter? What is it you need to talk about?
Well, I just heard from Adrian about something. I heard he's going on a long business trip overseas for a while. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, he's going to be working in Brazil for a while. We were also surprised that his company would make this choice for him so suddenly.
How long is he going for again? 3 months or something like that, right? It's such a long time to be away from family just for business.
Yes, it very much is a long time he'll be away for. Looks like things are going to be a little bit more difficult around here from now on. Of course, I'll take good care of the house while he's in Brazil.
Thank you, Hilda. I'm sure that'll mean a lot to him. If he had a choice, I'm sure he wouldn't want to be away for that long. If you've got any trouble with anything at all, please let me know and I'll do my best to help you out. Even if there's a time that you'd want to be alone, just say the word and I'll help you. We'll do whatever we can to keep the place tidy and look after the children without Adrian around.
Thank you so much for that lovely offer, but I think I'll be okay handling things on my own. Maddie's in the 4th grade at elementary, so she'll be able to do more, so there's not much to worry about with my eldest child. And Maddie's good at taking care of her little sister, Poppy.
Well, Maddie's really kind but firm with people, so she's good at taking care of Poppy. She's been taking care of her a lot since she was a baby, right? Even though she was only little herself.
That's very true. She took care of her a lot. Recently, she started doing more of the housework for me, which has been ever so helpful. It means I can get other things done at a much faster pace. She's also been helping me with the cooking as well.
Wow, that's great that an elementary school student's already starting to learn how to make food.
Yes, I've just been showing her how to do things, but I don't let her use the stovetop alone. That's a bit too dangerous. I've just been letting her do easy stuff anyway.
That's still great that you're doing that for her, Hilda. You're giving her such a good education.
Oh, no, it's just something that she'll eventually have to learn, so I might as well start her early. But really, it's all thanks to Adrian for pushing us to do more with Maddie.
What do you mean, thanks to Adrian?
When Maddie helps me sometimes, I get to the point that laughs since I'm so excited about her accomplishing things by herself. Maddie seems to be very happy with her new responsibilities, and she says that Dad'll be happy too. Lately, she's been expanding her repertoire to different dishes that she's making.
Well, Adrian really loves Maddie and Poppy and wants to see them happy in what they want to do. I never thought the child was childlike at all. She seems more grown up for her age.
I think that the person who'll be most depressed about not being at home will be Adrian himself. It's such a long business trip.
Yes, it sure seems like it. I wonder if the girls can endure not seeing him for 3 months, though.
If he went on a long business trip domestically, he'd be able to come home during the holidays. But since this is an overseas business trip, it'll be more difficult for him to get a break for a temporary amount of time.
That's very true. It's such a shame that he's got to go so far. Well, at least you'll be able to video call him every day. That won't be such a bother for you all, right?
I think I'll leave those calls up to my daughter since they're better at technology than I am. But due to the time difference, I'm not sure we'll be able to call very often.
Looks like it'll be a very long 3 months of work for my son, then.
I think it'll be just the right amount of time. Otherwise, I'll spoil my daughters too much while he's away.
Oh, yes, that's true. Don't get too tempted in doing that. If you run into any trouble at all, just let me know and I'll be right over to help you all out.
Yes, thank you again for the offer, but I think I'll be able to handle everything over here. If something does happen, though, I'll be sure to reach out and ask for your help. We'll see if I need to rely on you or not.
Hello, Hilda. It's Alma. Adrian sent me a message saying that he wasn't able to get in contact with you. He asked me to see what's going on. Is everything all right over there? Did something happen to you?
Oh, Alma. Hello. Oh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't really paying attention to my phone. I was just so busy that I forgot to reply to him. Oops.
Ah, okay. Well, that sometimes happens if you're really focused on something. He was really worried that something happened to you, and that's why you wouldn't answer. I'm sorry to be a bother, but would you please reply to his messages when you've got some free time? I'll also let him know that you've been too busy to answer back to him.
I'm so sorry, Alma. I didn't mean to take up your time in messaging me about this. Since he's been on his business trip, I've been receiving a lot of calls. I ended up forgetting to reply more often to his messages.
Oh, I thought something like that must have happened. I think my son worries too much. He automatically thinks that something has happened to you and the girls if he's not replied to in a hurry. He told me to go over to the house and have a look to make sure nothing's wrong.
There's no need to do that, though. Did he really ask you to do that? It takes you quite a while to get from your house to here. It must be so annoying to hear things like that, right? I'm so sorry that my husband reached out to you.
Don't worry about it, Hilda. I know what my son's like. It would have been a good excuse for me to see you and my granddaughters. But I'm also sorry for my son being so worried. I'm just wondering, why is he contacting you so many times a day?
Yeah, it's quite odd. I'll just say everything's fine over here. It's too far away for him to come back, so I'm just worried about him.
Well, I can't help but understand how you feel. He must just really miss his family. Don't you all have a few video calls several times a week, though?
Yes, we do. My daughters are doing well with keeping him in the loop.
If Adrian's being like this now, I can't imagine what he's going to be like when his daughters start dating.
Talking about dating's still taboo in this house.
That's what I thought would be the case. He's going to have to come back to reality sooner or later when they start to grow up. But that's good that nothing's wrong over there.
Yeah, I'm sorry to make you worry unnecessarily over this. I'm sure Adrian realizes that things are fine.
No, you're fine, Hilda. Don't worry about it. We're family. I'm just checking in. It's been a while since I last saw Maddie and Poppy. I was thinking of going over there the next time I'm able to get some time off from work to see them. I was just wondering if that would work with you and the girls?
Oh, right. I'm sorry, but the next holiday might not work out. Actually, we're planning to go over to my parents' house.
Oh, is that so? I see. I'm sorry. They also need to see the girls as well.
No, I'm sorry too. They just asked first and insisted on us going over to their house to visit the next holidays. Adrian will be home next month. How about we all get together for a meal when he returns? How does that sound?
If that suits you all, don't you want to spend time with the other members of the family without having to make that Adrian's here? What's wrong with meeting up while he's not here? I don't understand why you keep putting me off.
What's that supposed to mean, Alma? My in-laws don't count as family members, right? I've got my family and you've got yours. But Maddie and Poppy said they want to see you as well. Please see them if you're able to make time for them. I'm planning to pick up my daughters from the airport.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry to have bothered you with my questions. I just want to see the girls. Thank you for your time, Hilda.
It's fine, Alma. I'll always be in debt to you with how much you take care of us. Well then, I'll contact you again when Adrian returns to the States and other details have been organized.
Okay, got it. I'll hear from you then. Just one more month. You can do it, Hilda. Tell Maddie and Poppy that Grandma says hello.
Of course. I'll let them know you say hi. If there's anything you need me to do until then, please feel free to contact me. All right, I'll go now. Have a good day.
Grandma Alma, I really need to talk to you. Can you message me back as soon as you can, please?
What? Is that you, Maddie? Oh my goodness, my dear, it's been so long since I last talked to you. What are you up to today? It's a holiday, so I'm guessing you're with your mom and your Nana right now?
No, we haven't gone over to Nana's today.
Oh, really? Is that so? That's just what your mother told me you were all doing today, that you were going to your Nana's to see her. Have your plans changed?
Grandma Alma, I know this is sudden, but do you have any money?
Huh? Money? Do you need it for something? What do you want the money for, my dear?
Well, I don't need the money to buy anything. Can I ask you a favor? It's important.
A favor? Oh, can you be a bit more specific, Maddie, please? What's going on that you need money for?
I've got to take my little sister to the hospital. She can't move without someone helping her.
I'm sorry, what did you just say? Poppy can't move at all? What's going on?
Yeah, she can't move her body. She started to get a fever yesterday, and she's starting to get really sick. She's been so exhausted since this morning. She'll barely say anything to me. It's like she can't hear me.
Oh my goodness, what's happened to her? Wait a minute, dear. Where is your mother? Shouldn't you tell your mother to take her to the hospital if she's feeling this bad? She should be able to figure that out, right?
I don't know, Grandma. Mommy hasn't come home for a little while now.
What do you mean she's not even home? And she hasn't come back? Oh, we'll figure that out a little later. For now, we need to focus on Poppy. Maddie, please tell me that Poppy's breathing.
Yes, she's breathing, but you can hardly make out what she's saying. Her voice is super quiet.
Okay, at least she's still breathing, and that's good. I asked Grandpa to call an ambulance for you, so it should be on its way shortly, my dear. Please stay beside Poppy until the paramedics get there, okay? Make sure she keeps breathing.
Yes, Grandma, I'll stay by her side. But, Grandma, can you please not say anything to Mommy about this? I don't want to get in trouble.
But she needs to know what's going on, especially if she's not there. This is strange.
My mommy said that I need to take care of Poppy since I'm the older sister and I'm in charge. She said that Daddy won't come home if I don't take good care of her. Grandma, what if Daddy won't come back to us if I made Poppy sick? I don't want that happening, so please, don't tell Mommy, please?
Okay, but I'll need to tell her what happened eventually, right?
Yes, but I'm the older sister, so I'm the one who needs to be a grown-up now. If I can't do that, I'm not good at anything.
That's not true. You're such a helpful big sister, and Poppy loves you for that. You're doing all you can for her right now. Actually, sometimes I think you do too much for your age. Your mother puts too much pressure on you to do a lot, even though you're only a child. Everything will be okay, my dear. Grandma and Grandpa are on our way over there to help you with Poppy. You'll not be doing this on your own.
Okay, Grandma. I'll wait for you and Grandpa in the house.
When the ambulance gets there, you can ride with us in our car, and we'll get Poppy into the hospital to see what's going on with her. It's already cold outside, so please go and put on your coat and wait for us.
I'm really sorry about all of this, Grandma Elma, and also bothering you on a holiday.
You've got nothing to apologize for, my sweet granddaughter. You've done the right thing contacting me. Just hang on just a little bit longer until we get there, okay? I'll call you when we're outside your house, and we'll go to the hospital together. Just hang in there a little bit longer, my dear Maddie.
Okay, Grandma. Thank you so much for your help. I'll see you and Grandpa soon.
Hilda, we need to talk. Where are you right now?
Oh, Alma, hello. What's going on with you?
I asked you something, and you need to answer me honestly, okay? Where are you right now?
Why are you asking me this question all of a sudden? I already told you that I was going back to my parents' house for the holidays, remember?
Oh, really? Is that what you told me? You know, I think you did say something like that, so if I go to your parents' house, I'll be able to meet up with you?
Oh, you're going to come over here? But doesn't it take hours to get here? I think my parents would be surprised if you just showed up all of a sudden.
I guess you're not going to tell me the truth after all.
What truth? What are you talking about? What's going on here? Since you messaged me, you've been acting very strange, Alma.
You think I'm acting strange? I guess so. I guess I'll just say in a clear and less roundabout way so you understand. I know that you still haven't returned home from whatever it is you're doing.
What are you on about, Alma?
Am I right in saying that you haven't been at home with my grandchildren for the past few days now? Isn't it true that you entrusted everything to Maddie so that she had no choice but to look after Poppy in the house?
Excuse me? Just hang on a second. What are you talking about? I never leave my house empty with only my daughters inside it.
I can't fall for your lies, Hilda. Then how come you didn't notice that they were left alone in your house?
I'm so confused at what you're saying. How do you know they're alone?
Because both the children are at my house, Hilda.
Oh, okay. Is that right? So, what's going on? Why are they there with you?
A few days ago, Poppy came down with a really bad fever and she needed to be taken to the hospital. She was discharged this morning and now they're both here.
She had a high temperature? How come I was never told about this?
Maddie told me not to tell you what's going on because she was afraid she'd get into a lot of trouble. She said that you told her to take care of her little sister. Did you seriously tell Maddie that if she didn't take care of Poppy, that they'd never see their daddy again? How could you say that to two innocent children?
But I never said anything like that. She must be making it up.
She must have a very wild imagination to make that up, Hilda. I've been watching your message interaction with Maddie. You can't escape what you said to her anymore, so you need to acknowledge the fact that you're lying and being horrible to her.
Okay, Alma, I get it. I'm sorry, all right? I was getting really tired of doing all the housework and looking after the children by myself. I just wanted to be alone for a little while. So I left Maddie in charge of things for a few days. What's wrong with that?
I think it's natural for parents to feel that way and get tired of doing their actual life, but that doesn't give you an excuse to leave the children on their own.
I know I was just really eager to get out of the house.
Then why didn't you rely on the other people around you to take care of the girls?
Because I felt too proud to rely on other people. It was only going to be for a little while anyways. I was wondering if I was acting too spoiled.
And you know it's wrong to act like that, right? There was a reason why you couldn't admit that. I heard something from Maddie about what you were doing. She told me that you've been meeting up with other men and are in frequent contact with them.
Huh? Where did she get that idea from?
Well, since my son Adrian is on his business trip, it's your chance to meet up with other men, isn't it? Apparently you were on the phone to one of them when Maddie was in the house. She overheard you talking to someone and thought it was her dad. It seems like you were trying to do this behind everyone's back.
That's not what I'm doing, though. I'm not really talking to other men.
Well, Maddie thinks that you're spending a bit of time with another man. Is that why you left the house? So that you could go on a trip with him?
That's not it at all. I just needed a break for myself. I'm by myself right now.
If you don't approve of what we're saying, that's fine. But the truth won't go away, especially that you left your children at home by themselves.
I was forced into doing a lot of things by myself. I needed a break.
The only one who was forced to do anything was my granddaughter, Maddie, all right?
I guess. Alma, I need a huge favor from you. Can you not tell my husband any of this? I know I've done something wrong. He doesn't need to know.
Oh, I see what you want. Nothing will happen unless something is done about it.
I'll definitely cherish my daughters even more from now on. I'll not let my children spend any time alone in the house. Just please don't say anything to my husband, please.
After Poppy got sick, Maddie's been trying to contact you. You know that, right? But you just told Maddie to give her medicine and let her sleep. After that, no matter how many times she tried to contact you, you just ignored her calls and messages. How scared did you think Maddie was, Hilda? Didn't you realize how much Poppy was suffering with that terrible fever? Something could have gone really wrong.
Yes, I know that. I'm really sorry about everything. I won't do anything like this again. From now on, I'll definitely put my children first.
I think it's a bit too late now to do that. Your girls have been hurt enough. Besides, my son's already arrived home.
Huh? What are you talking about? Isn't he still supposed to be overseas?
After everything you've done to him and the girls, he's going to get a divorce from you. I think he noticed how strange you've been acting way before now. I guess he must have thought that you were having an affair and didn't say anything because of the girls.
But we can't get a divorce. We can fix this, no problem. You've got to make him forgive me for what I've done. Please, please help me out, Alma. I am really sorry for what I did.
It's my son's responsibility if he believes in this marriage working or not. I can't and won't help you. I can't erase the fact that you've abandoned your children to be with another man. When my son contacted me saying that he couldn't get in touch with you, that's what you were doing, right? Being with another man? You made the children fend for themselves and they were all alone. Maddie did her absolute best and didn't make a single complaint in the process.
I'm really sorry, truly I am. Just let me see my girls.
It's between you and Adrian to sort it out. Your apologies are more than useless now. You left them for a long time. You entrusted Maddie with the housework and looking after Poppy. She is a child, Hilda. You shouldn't have done that to them, and you threatened them that Daddy wouldn't come home. That's really messed up, Hilda.
But I thought everything would be okay because Maddie was there to take care of things.
You're a mother. You're supposed to be there for them. No mother should leave their children at home alone. After that, my son and Hilda got a divorce. When we checked her phone for messages, we saw that she was having an affair with another man. She was spending time at his house while Adrian was away on his business trip. It seems like it wasn't a serious love affair, but she still betrayed the family. She always left the housework to Maddie to make time for her affair to happen. I can't forgive her for the affair, and I seriously won't for getting her children involved in it. She cried as she never wanted a divorce, but my son had no desire in starting over their relationship. He gained custody of the children, and Hilda was cut off from her family. She's currently paying him child support and working in a live-in job. She thinks if she works hard, she'll be able to see the girls, but my son won't let that happen so easily. I hope that she'll continue working hard and live her life without hurting the girls anymore. My son and his girls moved into our house. Adrian spends more time commuting, but he's trying his best to work and raise his children. The girls have settled in now as more adults are around them, so they won't be alone. I'm happy to work with my son to show our love and care to his 2 little girls. Rachel, are you there? I didn't know that you were going out for the day. But I'm pretty sure that I just saw you driving around town not that long ago.
Are you sure that it was me and not someone else? It really could have been anyone if they were in a car, right?
Well, that's what I thought, but then I saw your license plate and I knew that it was you. Not to mention the fact that I could see it was your face behind the driver's wheel.
All right. Well, wow. I don't really know what to say except that you have really, really good eyes.
Yes, I suppose I've always been blessed with really good eyesight. But you wouldn't believe just how clumsy I am in spite of it. Anyways, I was just curious what my daughter-in-law was up to driving around. I take it means you're not working today.
I did have to go to work today, actually. But I just left a little earlier than normal is all. And I was only out to go and buy some stuff for dinner. There's actually this new bulk goods store that opened right up over the state border that I wanted to go to and check out.
And I take it that's where you were going today? Well, how was the store? Is it worth checking out? I think that I know the one that you're talking about because there was a news story about it, wasn't there? Maybe we could all go there together and then we would be able to split whatever was too big for us to eat on our own. After all, you know that my husband and I really can't eat the way we used to.
Oh yeah, of course. We should totally go and do that.
But I have to say that I'm just pretty impressed with you. I mean, you take off work early just so that you can run errands for your family. And especially to go and shop at such a huge store. I think that I might get lost if I go in there myself.
Yes, well, it was actually really fun getting to go and check out a new store that had just opened. So I don't think it was quite the trek that you're making it out to be. And by the way, you said that you saw me while I was driving around, right? I was just wondering if you also happened to be able to see the inside of my car when you saw me.
Well, I was actually in a car as well, so I wasn't really able to get a good look at anything like that. We just went right by each other and then you were gone.
Oh, okay. I see. So you're telling me that you really didn't see anything at all then? Is that really true?
Well, I saw you in the driver's seat if I really have to think about it, but I don't think I saw much else. Why do you ask?
Oh, it's just my car is a complete mess, and it would have been so embarrassing for you to see in that state or me driving in it.
Oh, come on, you know that wouldn't bother me at all. It's your car, you can have it how you like. I mean, I remember when Thomas was little, I barely had the time to clean up after him and do all the other things I needed to do. I think that the one thing that comes with having a kid is just learning how to live with the mess.
Wow, that's actually some good advice. But still, the car was really messy, and I would have preferred nobody to see it.
That's a little surprising to hear to me, though, especially considering how clean you keep the rest of your house. But it's like I just said, having a dirty car or a bit of a mess here and there isn't such a big deal.
I really don't think that you're understanding what I'm trying to say about my car. It is really, really bad. I mean, Thomas has literally had to talk to me before about how bad I've let it get.
Oh my, has my son really told you that your car is dirty and that that's a bad thing? Well, I guess I wouldn't have expected that from him.
I think it's just he really wants you to think that him and I are doing things right, and so I guess that's why he was getting so nervous about you looking into the car is all.
Well, you rest assured that I don't care one bit at all about what the inside of your car looks like, okay? And either way, I really would like to go and see that store with you one day, so please let me know when you might have some time that we could arrange for that.
No problem. I will take a look at my calendar and try to give you some dates.
Rachel, are you there? I was just curious if you had gotten into some kind of fight with Thomas.
I'm sorry, but why are you asking me about all of this all of a sudden, Linda?
I know, I really am sorry to pry, but it's just that Aaron was messaging me and saying some odd things.
And just what kind of odd things was my daughter telling you, huh?
Well, she was saying that you and her dad were fighting last night and that she got scared. She said that she was too scared to even go and look at what was happening, but that the voices sounded like shouting. And then she started saying something about feeling the walls start to shake in some kind of rhythmic pattern.
Well, I don't really know what she's talking about at all, because there was no fighting at our house at all. In fact, it's probably been years since Thomas and I ever got into a yelling match.
I see. Well, that is good to hear, and it is what I thought, really. I know how well you and my son get along.
That's exactly right. There's nothing to worry about at all. We were just talking and Erin's imagination must have been running wild. But we weren't even arguing over anything. I think that she maybe just heard us talking about something she didn't quite understand yet.
Oh, I see. Well, yes, I was wondering if Erin had just heard something that she maybe couldn't wrap her head around. But she seemed so sure that it was you two fighting with each other.
Maybe she just saw all of this in a dream and she didn't actually see or hear anything in reality. I'm sure that's what must have happened.
Do you really think that's what happened with her?
Well, I think it's at least a possibility of what might have happened to her. But anyways, just why was she coming to you about this anyways?
I think that poor Erin was just so scared by whatever it was that she heard. She thought it might mean that you and my son were going to get a divorce. I think that she was really just panicking and didn't know what else to do. After all, she's only in the 4th grade. I don't think that's such an unreasonable thing for a girl of her age to do.
I suppose you might be right about that. And now that you say all of that, there have been a couple of kids in her class whose parents have gotten divorced recently. So maybe she's just nervous that Thomas and I are getting to that point or something.
Yes, I think that would be enough to make any little girl be scared like that. And maybe she was just too nervous to bring up something like this to you, so that's why she came to me. I don't think it's so far-fetched if you just stop to think about it for a little bit.
You're probably right about that, but either way, I'm very sorry about Erin. She should know better than to bother you with something like that.
Oh, I don't mind it one bit at all. If anything, I was glad that Erin feels comfortable enough with me to talk about this kinds of thing. After all, I know that sometimes she seems quite mature for her age, but she's still a child.
I guess sometimes I do really forget that, though. I'll be more careful with topics like divorce and all that from here on out. But as far as I remember, after Erin went to bed, Thomas and I were just watching TV and playing games in the living room.
Wow, you mean that you two even play video games together? I didn't realize you were that close as a couple.
Well, I actually don't typically play with Thomas when he does, but this time he invited to play a new game with him, and well, I guess we ended up getting pretty into it. So maybe that's what Erin thought was fighting. After all, it was a fighting game, and there might have been a bit of trash talk.
Oh, I see. You know, I think this is all starting to come together now. You're saying that you think what Erin might have heard was actually you and Thomas having a little bit of banter while playing a game together?
As embarrassing as it is to admit, yes, I think that it might be what Erin heard last night. Oh no, I really am sorry that she's worried you with that kind of talk. I'll sit down with Erin and explain to her what it was Thomas and I were doing, though.
Please do. She seemed so upset when she was talking to me, and I think she needs to hear that things are going to be okay.
Of course. And it really is good to know that my daughter can go to you with everything. You're a wonderful grandma.
I'm just glad that I've been able to have that kind of impact on Erin, that she feels it's okay doing that.
I just hope you don't feel like she's using you to dump all of your problems.
Oh no, it's really no big deal at all. Besides, I'm retired now and have plenty of time to myself. I'm more than happy to be there for Erin when she needs me to be.
Grandma, are you there? This is really, really bad. Please, I need you to answer me as soon as you see these messages. My dad got hit by a car, and I don't know what to do. I need your help right now.
Wait, what? Your dad was hit by a car. Is he okay? Are you okay?
I'm okay, but I don't know about Dad. He isn't moving, and I don't know what to do, and I'm really, really scared.
Well, where's your mom? You should go and tell her to call an ambulance right away. You have to get your father to the hospital as soon as you can. Do you understand?
But my mom told me that I shouldn't even be telling you about this.
What is that supposed to mean? I don't understand. Why shouldn't you be telling me about this?
Well, that's because Mom was the one who hit Dad with the car in the first place.
Wait, what? Are you serious? It was your mom who hit your dad with the car?
That's right. She was driving it, and she hit Dad.
Well, where in the world is your mom right now, then?
I don't know. She was still in the car after she hit Dad, and then she just drove away just like that.
I don't even know what to say right now. So your mom isn't even there with you?
That's right. It's just me and Dad, and he's not moving, and I don't know what to do. Please, Grandma, you have to do something.
Can you at least tell me where you are right now? Are you near your house?
Yeah, we're all still at home. We're just in the space where we always leave the cars.
I see. So then you and your dad are just in the parking lot of your building then. I'll go ahead and call an ambulance and send them over to where you and your dad are right now. You just hang on for a little bit longer, okay?
Okay, Grandma, I'll try. But tell them to hurry, okay? I'm really scared right now.
I just finished calling them and they should be on their way already. All you have to do is hang tight with your dad.
Okay, thank you so much, Grandma. I really didn't know what to do at all.
It's okay, sweetie. You did the right thing calling me about this. How's your dad doing? Are his eyes open?
No, they're closed. He's still not moving at all.
Well, I'm going to get in my car and head straight over to you as well. So please just hang on a little longer and the ambulances and I will be right there.
I just hope the dad's okay. I don't know why Mom did this, but they were fighting just before.
Well, you can tell me all about the things you saw after we make sure that your dad is okay. Does that sound all right?
I can tell you right now, too. Dad and I were out playing at the park, and Mom said that she couldn't come because she had to work. But then, when we got back to the house, Mom was there, but she was in the car.
You mean that your mom was sitting in her car in the parking lot of your building when you and your dad got back?
That's right. And then Dad got really mad and started yelling at Mom while she was still in the car. And then Mom hit Dad and drove off.
So, your dad was the one who got mad and started to approach the car first?
Yeah, that's right. And I don't think I've ever seen Dad get so mad at Mom before.
I see. Well, do you have any idea at all why it is that your dad would have been so mad at your mom?
I have no clue. I just remember Dad saying that Mom was supposed to be at work and not at home, I guess.
I wonder if there wasn't a little more going on behind the scenes there.
I really don't know anything else, Grandma.
Well, can you see where it is that your dad is hurt?
I think that he fell on the back of his head after Mom hit him because there's blood coming out of it.
Is your dad able to talk at all? Can he speak? Is he saying anything?
Grandma, a police officer just showed up right now.
Oh, thank goodness. You go and explain to them what happened to your dad. I'll be there soon, so just sit tight and tell the police what they want to know, okay? Rachel, are you there? Where are you right now? Are you at work?
Yes, I am unfortunately stuck in the office today. Although Thomas and Aaron are lucky because they got to go to the park.
Are you sure about that? Because Erin was telling me that they left early because she wasn't feeling good.
Oh, really? And from whom did you hear that, if I may ask?
I actually heard it from Erin, if you must know. Also, she told me that when her and my son got back, that you were waiting in their parking lot of their building. And then do you know what Erin told me next? Why don't you try and take a guess?
So you're telling me that you already know the full story from Aaron then? I suppose you know about the fight between Thomas and I then too, yes?
That's right. I know the whole story now. You can't hide anything else.
Well, I really am sorry that you heard about the little spat that we got into, and I'm sorry for the trouble that my daughter caused you. But don't worry, we're going to talk about this as a family, and well, I think we just need a little space as a family. Without you around, that is.
What in the world are you talking about? Do you really think you can just shoot me off like that?
Linda, I just think that these are issues that should be solved between the three of us, and that you aren't a part of this.
And I'm really just supposed to accept this from the woman who just tried to run over my son? You know that I know about what you did to Thomas, right? Erin was waiting with him in the parking lot until the paramedics arrived.
I don't really think it's fair to say I tried to run him over. I mean, Thomas jumped out of the way of the car, but then he tripped and fell is all. But I can assure you that my car didn't ever touch him once. I saw the whole thing.
If that was really true, then why did you feel the need to run away afterwards? If you didn't do anything bad, then there shouldn't have been any reason to do that.
Well, I was so scared of Thomas right then.
What do you mean you were scared? What is there to be scared of?
I mean, when he was shouting at me in the parking lot, I got so nervous and flustered. I just acted without thinking, and I just didn't know what he was going to do to me if he got up, and so that's why I drove off. But I really didn't mean to hurt him.
I know that you're lying to me right now, Rachel.
I'm not lying to you, I swear. I'm telling you the whole truth. You have to believe me.
No, I know that you're lying to me, and I know that you tried to run over Thomas. Not only that, I know that you really hurt him and that he needed serious medical attention afterwards.
But he just fell on the ground, right? I really didn't think he was going to be hurt that bad.
He hit his head when he fell on the ground, Rachel. That's why he had to be taken to the emergency room.
But I mean, I had no idea that he was taken there.
What did you think was going to happen when you hit someone with your car? And don't tell me that you didn't hit him, because Erin says that she has proof that you really did.
And you're just going to take the word of some little girl over me?
I will if she's telling the truth and you're trying to lie to me, yes. In fact, it wasn't that long after Erin called me that a police officer arrived on scene to examine what had happened.
But I really didn't do anything. I didn't hit him, and if I did, then it certainly wasn't on purpose. You have to believe me.
Don't try and get out of it now. There's really nowhere you can run. And you will get what's coming to you, Rachel. don't tell me that you still haven't turned yourself in yet. You're only getting yourself into more trouble the longer you keep trying to run away.
But, if I let myself get caught, then they're going to take me to jail, isn't that right?
I would assume so, yes. But I would say that that's what you deserve after what you've done.
But that's not fair. I'm being set up. I really didn't do anything bad at all.
Oh, really? Because you should also know that the car you were in has a dash cam, and that it sends its footage directly to a cloud that stores what the car sees. And the footage shows very clearly you hitting my son and then driving off.
You're kidding me. How did you even access the camera? That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't matter what you think. It just matters what's shown on the footage. And it clearly shows you taking off, hitting Thomas, and then escaping all clear as day. You said that you didn't do any of that on purpose, but that's a lie, isn't it? You were trying to take my son out.
Of course not. I would never ever do anything like that. You have to know that it's not true.
But he was right there in front of your car. Surely there's no way you did this on accident. You thought that you'd be able to hit Thomas and drive off in one fell swoop.
You don't know what you're talking about. Everything that I did is all justifiable as self-defense. He was coming to attack me.
And just why was it that Thomas was so mad at you for being home anyways, huh?
I have no idea. I think that he just lost his mind and flipped out at me.
Rachel, don't tell me that you also didn't know about the driver camera in your car. Because it clearly shows that you weren't the only person in the car when you hit my son. And the footage clearly showed that you were in the car with another man. Were you cheating on Thomas with him?
No, it isn't like that. He's just a friend from work and that's it. Please don't accuse me of things that you don't have any proof of.
The lying really does just come so naturally for you, doesn't it? But the police are already trying to narrow down who that guy is, so there's no point in lying.
You mean the police are out looking for me and him right now?
That's right, they have an APB out for you and him right now, so I don't imagine you'll be on the run for much longer. But I suppose I'll just wait for the police to do their jobs and bring you before me. And when they do, we'll be ready with a lawyer. After receiving treatment in the emergency room, Thomas finally opened his eyes and returned to consciousness. It took about another month before he was fully recovered, but thankfully there was no scarring or lasting effects. When he finally did come to, the very first thing that Thomas asked about was if Erin was okay and if she had been hit by the car. After learning that she was safe, I asked Thomas about what he wanted to do about Erin. I had told him that I had a lawyer ready and he said he would try to sue, but he was more concerned about divorcing her and getting custody of Erin. As for Rachel and her little boyfriend, they were quickly found within a couple of hours of my last text and brought to jail. The police officer informed us she was there, and I took my lawyer down there to explain to her what would happen. When we did arrive, she was there with the man she'd been cheating on Thomas with. Apparently, he had been urging her to get him out of the parking lot as soon as possible, and was part of the reason for Rachel's reaction. This and Thomas's angered state in the parking lot all helped her case, though it couldn't prevent her from being absolved of all responsibility. Although she didn't serve any jail time, Rachel was ordered to pay for Thomas's hospital bill. After regaining consciousness, Thomas also divorced her and took custody of Erin. Now the two of them are living with me. Obviously, that's meant a lot of changes, but I'm just happy to be able to take care of my family. In the meantime, Thomas was completing his physical therapy and quite literally getting back on his feet while the legal processes unfolded. Although he's not planning on living in my house forever, he's seeking a new job and hoping to live close enough that I can take care of Erin when he needs to work. Erin seemed to be more than pleased by that suggestion, and that is something that I am more than happy to do. As for Rachel, I would be so much more than happy if I never ever saw the likes of her ever again.
I didn't even realize that you left the house today, Jack. But I guess it's that time of day again. I overslept and thought that I was waking up around 9 a.m. or something.
No worries. I saw that you were sound asleep when I woke up, so I made sure not to create a lot of noise on my way out the house so that you can continue sleeping.
Sorry for making you worry about me this morning. But due to that, I was able to get a lot of great sleep.
How are you feeling right now? Are you beginning to feel a little bit better at least?
I think so. Because I don't feel as bad as I was last night. Sorry that I wasn't able to wake up this morning with you, though. I'm sure you were looking forward to me making you some breakfast.
You don't have to worry about any of that.
The inside of the house is looking really clean, too. Does that mean you did all the chores I couldn't get to last night before you left for work? Oh, Sorry for making you do all of that while you were getting yourself ready for work.
I made sure to just clean the dishes in the sink and take care of folding the laundry. And then I did a once-over on the kitchen floor with a mop. I didn't do the carpet because I thought the vacuum would be a bit loud this morning.
Thank you, Jack.
Have you gotten up out of bed yet? And are you able to walk around without feeling nauseous?
I'm fine, but there's still just a little bit of a bad feeling.
I was hoping things would get better for you after all that, but I'm sure you're not going to start feeling back to normal that quickly.
Maybe I ate something bad? Could it have been that shrimp we had 2 nights ago?
But I'm not feeling sick or anything after those shrimp.
Perhaps one of the shrimp that I had was bad, and that's why I'm sick now.
Could also be something like the flu. Recently, that's been going around at work, and maybe I brought it home with me. There have been plenty of people now taking the week off so that they can recover from it.
But I'm never going out or anything. Besides getting it from you, where else could I have caught it from?
Well, if you didn't get it from me, maybe while you were at the grocery store. Do you have a fever at all?
Just a slight one, I think. But that's not my worry right now. I'm more upset about my throat, which has been killing me all morning. I think I was vomiting so much last night that it really irritated my throat.
Ah. Then you probably got a lot of your stomach acid up in your throat.
Everything was tasting a bit bitter after I was done vomiting. Honestly, that taste is always the worst thing about vomiting, and I wish there was a way to get it out of your mouth.
Well, hopefully that was the end of you needing to throw up. See if there's any Jell-O cups in that fridge, or maybe sports drinks that can help you try and get rid of that flavor and help your stomach a little.
Good idea. But if we don't have anything, then I'll need to head to the store. And, well, I'm not feeling well enough for that.
Don't worry. I made sure to get you those jelly cups this morning when I stopped at the gas station. They should be in the fridge for you, right where I left them before leaving.
Oh, thank you so much. You really didn't need to do that for me, though.
But you are the one who is sick, so it's the least that I could do. Do you need me to get you anything else on my way home from work today? Do you think you can eat anything heavy?
Not heavy, but maybe some ice cream? I'm not sure how much of it I can eat, but I want something cold and soft.
Then I'll get you a thing of ice cream, and we can also try some sherbet. We'll just need to make sure that you're eating something so that your body can continue healing. I'll talk with my boss today and see if I can get out of work early to come home and be with you. And as for the rest of the chores, you don't need to bother with them. When I get home, I'll take care of everything. So please just eat something and get back to sleep. Also, keep drinking a lot of water and those sports drinks as well.
All right. I guess I'll be staying in bed for the rest of today. And Jack, thank you for everything you're doing.
How are you feeling right now, Jill? You went to a larger hospital to get looked at today, right? Were any of those doctors there able to figure out what's going on with you?
They did a lot of testing on me and such, but they're still not certain what's going on. For the time being, I'll be taking some new medication for my stomach.
So even the more thorough examination didn't come up with anything. I really want to know what's going on with you. It's been close to 3 weeks now since you started to feel like that, and I'm really getting antsy. There's no way what you're dealing with is just the stomach flu anymore.
I wonder what I should be trying to do next. I'm sorry that me being this sick is troubling you so much.
I'm not being troubled by any of what you're going through.
But for the past 2 weeks, you've been having to handle all the chores in the house for me and cooking. And since I'm not even working or anything to bring in money, I'm just a burden on your shoulders now that is living in the house for free. I feel so sorry for what I'm doing.
You're sick, Jill, so you should not be blaming yourself for anything. And I don't want you ever calling yourself a burden again, all right? You are my wife, and I will do anything to make sure you and the house get better.
But I feel really bad about this. I'm so sorry for always being in the bedroom. And whenever you do finally get into bed to have some rest, you can't sleep very well because of my coughing and waking up in the middle of the night.
You do not have to worry about me when you're the one going through all of that. You are not a burden to me or anything like that, so please stop blaming yourself.
I know, Jack, but still. And so I've been putting some thought into what I should do in the meantime. do you think it would be okay for me to go back to my parents' house for a while?
What? So you want to stay over with them until you are beginning to feel better again?
That's the idea. I'm sorry. I think that by being back at my parents' house, I can take it a bit easier.
I see. If you are thinking that things will be a lot better for you back at your mom and dad's place, then that's where you should be. Go ahead and go over there.
I'm sorry for sounding so selfish.
You don't have to be sorry for that. You haven't done anything wrong. And if their house is somewhere you can rest a bit more, then you need to be there. If anything, I want to say that I'm sorry. I'm your husband and all. Yet after 2 weeks with me, you still haven't begun to feel any better yet.
This has nothing to do with you not being helpful enough around me. You have been doing everything you can to help me, and that really has been enough. But having me around the house all the time causes you a lot more stress, right?
It's nothing like stress or anything.
But you have a full-time job that you need to be at. Yet you always have to be at home with me, doing the chores and cooking me things to try and eat. I don't want to do this to you anymore. That's why I'm thinking it's best for me to stay with my parents for the time being until I've gotten back to my old self. I would feel a whole lot better being somewhere where I can't get in your way anymore.
Understood. Then go back to your parents' house and take it easy there. Once you're feeling better, let me know, and I can come out there and get you.
Thank you, Jack.
Have you already talked with your mom and dad about this?
I have. They told me I can go back to their place whenever I need to. Currently, my younger brother and his wife have been staying there for some time, but they told me there's still an extra bedroom that I can stay in and rest. And there will be 4 people in that house to help me out whenever I need it.
I see. Well, with there being 4 people like that, I suppose you will be able to take things easy without being worried as much.
That's right. So, now that you're aware of things, that's my plan. I know this is pretty fast, but I want to be moved over to their house tomorrow.
Tomorrow? That's really quick, Joe.
But my dad told me that he could be here to pick me up tomorrow if I wanted him to.
Is that right?
I'm sorry. I know for a bit we'll have to live apart, but I'll make sure to video call you every day.
All right. Just make sure you get plenty of rest while you're there and continue to take the new medicine. Once you're feeling better, please let me know so that I can come and get you. Hey Jill, do you have a second?
Yeah, what's going on?
How are you feeling right now?
I'm doing all right currently, but it's only been a few days since I came out to my parents' house, so it's still gonna take me a bit of time to calm down again and rest my body.
I see. Well, there's no need to be rushing here.
That's right. So, why are you messaging me right now? Did something happen with you back at the house or at work?
Ah, that's right. Did you take your brand bags and things like that with you to your parents' house? I had a look in the closet, and all your bags and stuff like that hanging from the rack in here are gone.
Right. I brought them all with me.
Thank goodness. I was really worried that maybe someone had broken into the house and stolen all of them. But you had just brought them all to your parents' house with you.
Before I went back home, I went and had them sold at a pawn shop for some extra spending money.
Wait, what? Those were all bags that you really loved. Is there something you've been wanting more than all those bags you had?
That's not it at all. I needed the money for housing. I know that I'm going to be at my parents' place for a little while here, but I feel bad that I'm going to be staying with them for free. So I went and sold all my bags to make some money off them and have given it all to my parents to help them pay for my food and stuff while I'm here. It's not like I've been working at all, so I needed some way to make enough money to pay them.
What the heck, Jill? Had you told me you needed money, I would have given your parents some money. You didn't have to go out and sell all those bags you had loved so much.
I didn't want to cause you any more trouble, Jack. Also, I had kind of been in the mood to move on from all those brand bags and start with something new. They were all getting old and I wasn't using them as much as I used to.
I get that, but you didn't have to sell all of them like that because now you don't have any bags to carry around with you. And it's not like you and I are in that much need of money when I'm making more than enough money with my job. Right. I wish you would have talked with me about all this first.
It's fine. I would rather you hold on to your money while I manage my own situation through whatever means I can achieve.
Are you sure you're not worrying about me too much still? I don't mind you asking for money when you need it, especially to help you recover when you're sick. And collecting those bags was one of your favorite hobbies, so now you're going to have to start all over again.
Well, maybe I'll start a new hobby instead. I've gotten a bit older now, so my interest in things has changed quite a bit. And well, recently, I'm just not that worried about things like brand items anymore. They don't carry that same amount of glamour that I used to feel for them.
Is that right?
Also, I just really hate having to rely on you for everything. That's why I wanted to pay for my stay at my parents' place with whatever money I could bring in.
I see. All right then. How have things been going at your parents' house then? Have you been able to relax a lot better there?
I've been relaxing quite a bit, and my mom is taking care of all the chores for me. This is why I've always loved my mom so much.
That's good to hear.
I'm sure without me over at the house, things have begun to settle down for you too, right? You don't have to act like my caretaker anymore, and you don't have to keep cooking things that only I want to eat. You can have whatever you like to eat now without me there.
I have started to notice that, but without you in the house, I've become pretty lonely.
It's only been a few days though, Jack.
I know that, but you may be away from here for some time now, and I can just tell that things will only become lonelier for me.
You just have to wait a little while longer. I'm doing my best to recover from whatever it is that I'm dealing with. I want to be back home with you as soon as possible.
But please don't force yourself to come back. If you were to ask me to come out there and take you home when you're still not fully recovered, then your illness might come back again, and we'd have to start all over. I don't mind things taking some time, so please remain there and relax until you know you're 100% better.
That's a great point. All right. Jack, thank you so much for everything you've done and you are doing. Jack, I have something I've been needing to talk with you about. Do you have a little bit of time?
I do. What do you have to say?
So far, my body has not been getting any better, right? Because of that, I went to a clinic outside of town, and there I was given many different tests that I haven't received before. And, this morning, the results of those tests came back. I was told that I have cancer, and that I only have a couple of months left to live now.
What?
They told me it's in the latest stage now, and there's nothing they can do to really treat the cancer anymore. I don't want to be a burden to you any more than I already have been. So, would you please divorce me?
Understood.
Thank you, Jack. I'm so sorry that everything in your life has always had to revolve around my selfishness. Jack, you really have been such an amazing husband to me.
I'll get a divorce from you, but you're going to have to pay me a settlement in this divorce.
What are you talking about? A settlement? Why do I have to pay that?
We're getting a divorce, right? That settlement will be part of a divorce. I'm going to make sure you pay me every penny of it.
But why? Getting a settlement from me over a simple divorce is a bit strange. There's no way you'll be able to get one from me. I just told you that I have cancer, and I'm wanting this divorce to help you.
Cancer? You can stop lying to me now. You went and had a baby while trying to hide all of that from me, and are trying to run away from me now, right?
What baby are you talking about?
You went and cheated on me, right? Where the hell did you end up going? And where were you able to get impregnated?
What are you even talking about, Jack? I would never, ever cheat on you for any reason. Stop saying some of the stupidest things I've ever heard, okay?
If you really have cancer, then you can send me all of the reports from the doctor that says so. You went to that clinic and everything to have those tests done, so you should be able to get those papers and prove that you in fact have cancer now.
I haven't been told anything about the papers on the results.
Of course you haven't been, because you didn't even go to any clinic.
I haven't gotten anything because I was told the results over the phone, Jack. Jeez, the next time I have to go in and see the doctor, I'll make sure to get those documents for you.
I'm sure you'll just forge a few blank papers, right?
I will not. Why are you starting to attack me like this for no reason, Jack? What have I done in the past few months that would make you think I've been unfaithful towards you?
I started to notice something strange going on ever since you went out and sold all your brand bags. You were just using that money to try and run away from me, right? You had no desire to ever come back home to me after leaving that house, right?
What the heck? What has gotten into you, Jack? You're being delusional right now about all of that.
Would you please stop trying to play dumb with me here? I already know about everything you've been trying to hide from me, so you're only going to make yourself look worse. Your parents don't even know the real reason for why you ran away from me, right? I feel so bad for both of your mom and dad now. You've gone and fooled both of them into believing your lies.
What the hell is going on here? Why are you going off on me about all of that right now?
because I have someone that came and told me all the truth. Someone who has been living in that house with you.
Were you talking about my brother's wife then? She was the one that came to you talking about me?
That's right. So you found out who came and talked with me then.
How did someone like her find out about any of this? I made sure not to tell anyone about my pregnancy and my affair.
Jill, you were on the phone with the man who got you pregnant while at your parents' house, right? And at the time, your brother's wife came around you right as you were talking about something. When she heard everything you were saying, she got in touch with me right away.
What a jerk. How dare she eavesdrop on my conversation?
Who is the real jerk here, though? This all happened because someone thought it would be a good idea to call their baby daddy over the phone when they're already married at their parents' house. That was very stupid of you.
I thought there wasn't anyone home at the time.
And you thought that just meant that you could get on the phone with your boyfriend and chat it up? Absolute idiot.
It's because of him that I became pregnant. So I was on the phone with him telling him that he needed to send me the money right away.
But he told you no to that, right?
That's because he's a freaking bastard. He doesn't want to take any responsibility for his actions and he's trying to run away from me.
Well, you're in the same boat as him right now, considering you're doing the same thing with me. You were trying to hide that fact that he made you pregnant, and that's why you ran away back to your parents' house, right?
I was planning to come back to you soon.
Liar. Well, don't expect to be getting any further away from me now. I have to make sure you pay up for what you've done behind my back and more.
Even if I wanted to continue running away from you now, I can't. I've been locked in my room by my brother's wife now.
What? Is that right?
And just like that, my parents found out about me cheating on you as well. While I was sitting in here getting ready to text you about things, I heard the door lock from the outside and then a piece of furniture being pushed in front of it.
I see. That means your brother's wife made sure to go and tell your parents about this then. I'm thankful for her. Now I don't have to be as worried about you running any further from me, and I can make a clean end to things with you. I'll make sure you're held responsible for everything you've done.
And what do you plan to do to me?
For starters, we're going to have a discussion about things. I'm coming over to your parents' house right now so that we can have those talks about what to do with you next. And I'll make sure to bring some divorce papers as well, since that's ultimately how things are going to end between us today, along with talks about the settlement I'll be asking you for.
I have no way of paying a settlement to you. I've been a housewife the whole time I've been with you, and the only money I ever got was from you. I don't have any money elsewhere that I can give up.
What about that money from selling all your bags and stuff? I'll be taking all that money in the settlement, so don't worry yourself too much.
You can't take that money? If I don't have that money, then I'm not going to be able to support myself.
You think I care?
And pretty soon, I'm going to have a baby and take care of that as well. If I'm not able to take care of that baby and myself, who knows what will happen to us? If I don't get to keep this money I made, then I'll have nowhere to go and nothing to do.
And that is going to be your problem, and only your problem. Borrow some money from your parents, or find a loan shark that will give you something. Why not just live with your parents at their house for the time being?
But my parents, I can hear them outside my room right now talking, and they're both furious. I don't know if they'll be willing to help me with the baby after it's born. If anything, they're probably getting ready to have me kicked out of this house for good.
Well, after this divorce, you can go wherever you'd like, but you will be held responsible for all the trouble you've caused me before that can happen. The only way I'll allow you to run away from me and never come back is by paying up for all my time and emotions that you have taken from me.
Wait, Jack? How about we raise this baby together? All right? We can forget about the whole divorce and work on becoming happy with one another again.
You were going to have me raise that kid after you went and cheated on me and became pregnant with it? Stop being such a dumbass. How about you ask your boyfriend to help you with the baby if you are in need of someone so badly? He's the baby's actual father after all.
He is no good. He is nothing more than a complete bastard. This is all his fault in the first place for never pulling out when I told him to. He was also the one that started to flirt with me and ask me into bed. This is all because of him, so I really don't want him in my life anymore.
What do you think you're doing right now? You think you can pin all the blame on him right now and run away from this? You are just as much to blame for all this happening as he is.
I'm a victim, Jack. I was played by that man and then left with nothing.
And I was played by you and left with nothing. Do you have any idea how long it's been since I last saw some decent sleep? I have had to sit up every night thinking about you, wondering when you'd start to feel better again. And all of that time and energy of mine that went into worrying for you and caring for you was all wasted on a giant lie you were telling me. I don't ever want to help or even think about monsters like you again. You can pay off this settlement I'm asking for, and then you can get the hell out of my face and disappear. After that, the divorce between my wife and I was set in stone, and all of that money she had made selling her bags in order to get away from me and her family was all paid to me as part of the settlement. Up until my wife gives birth to her baby, she will be staying at her parents' house so that she doesn't have to live on the streets as a pregnant woman. But the whole time she's there, not a single person in that house has bothered to talk to her. Once the baby had finally been born, she went and made a break for it, running away from home. I guess she couldn't handle life at that house anymore, and they didn't even need to kick her out or anything after giving birth. The baby that she had ended up going to her younger brother and his wife, since the two didn't have any kids of their own yet. I heard that since Jill ran away and completely abandoned her baby, her mom, her dad, and her brother all cut ties to her and will no longer recognize her as their family. Of course, because of that, Jill will have nowhere to go home to, and to this day, it is not known where she ended up running off to, or if she even lives in this city anymore. It only took a couple of months, though, before her parents received a call from the police saying she had been placed under arrest after she went and borrowed some money and committed fraud in doing so. There's no telling if she's going to be released from the police's custody and to what extent her fraudulent activity occurred. But that is nothing that I'm all too concerned about, since she is no longer anything to me. And even if she were to get out of their custody soon, I'm sure she's not going back to a comfortable life at all, and will most likely go back to committing some crime in an attempt to make more money. I just hope that somewhere down the road, she thinks back on all the things that she had done, and perhaps she regrets them in a way that teaches her to never do them again. I have regretted some things following what had happened, but I've learned my lesson from not noticing sooner what my wife had really been up to, and from here on out, will pay more attention to what other people's actions are and not just their words. I am very thankful that Jill's brother's wife overheard that conversation Jill had on the phone and told me about it. I've heard that her and Jill's brother have been doing a great job raising that little baby. I'm going to be getting back to focusing on my job and my hobbies again, and hopefully soon here start to enjoy the life of being a single man again.
Hey, Alex, are you there? I was just curious about what trip you had planned. You see, I found the receipt from the travel company and I was curious what this was all about.
Oh, oops. You weren't supposed to find that. But that's actually a trip that I have planned for next month. You see, I was thinking about going to the nice hot springs resort for a few days.
Oh, really? Well, since I haven't heard a single word about any of this, I assume that you weren't planning on going with me? So just who is it that you're planning to take on this trip?
If you really want to know, I was going to be taking a trip with my mom. It's been a while since we've taken a trip together, and I know she's been wanting to go on.
So you're going to be visiting a hot springs resort with your mom? Do I have that right?
That is what I just said. And she was really starting to bug me about it too. So I just think she really needs this, you know?
Okay, well, even if that's what's going on, I still would have really appreciated it if you had told me any of this beforehand.
I know, but, well, I just thought that you would be really upset if I told you. And I thought it'd be better to keep my mouth shut. I really am sorry about that, you know?
I mean, I guess it's fine now, but is it really going to be just the two of you? What about your brother?
Oh yeah, my older brother isn't going to be coming along with the two of us. He lives near Mom and says that he gets to spend enough time with her already. But since we live further away and I don't see Mom as much, he said that we should go on the trip. And to be honest, I know that as the younger child, I've always been Mom's favorite.
I see. But it's not like it's really been that long since your last mother and son trip, right? I mean, just not that long ago, you two went to California to go and see all the amusement parks, right?
Yeah, but that was several months ago, and I haven't been able to see my mom since then. Besides, I know that it means a lot to my mom when we do get to go on these trips, and that's why I'm always trying to go on them.
Right. Well, what can I say, but you and your mom sure are fond of each other.
Well, it's like I said, I'm the favorite youngest child, and she's my mom. Why wouldn't we be?
I mean, you do realize that your mom might see you as her favorite because you're always trying to do whatever she wants, right?
You don't know what you're talking about at all. I'm just trying to make as many memories with my mom while her and I still can. I mean, she's worked so hard my entire life to take care of me and all my siblings. I owe her at least this much.
And I really understand just how important it is that you're able to be there for your mom. But anyways, could you tell me just where it is that you're planning to go on this trip?
I told you that we're going to go to the Hot Springs Resort. I think that it's pretty remote and in the mountains and takes practically the whole day just to drive there. But I really love that it tries to be so hidden away, as if it's some kind of big secret or something.
Wow, well that sounds like an amazing time and an amazing place. Not only that, but it sounds like you and your mom will get to enjoy nature in its peace and quiet. I bet there are some really nice views there too, right?
Well, I've only seen the photos that they have up online, but the views from some of the outdoor pools just look amazing.
Well, I'm sure that your mom is proud of you for having such good taste in resorts, right? Even though you've never used that taste to think of vacations that we could go on.
I know, and I really am sorry about all of this, but it's what my mom wants, and there's really nothing that I can do about it. Can you see that? Right? Although I do understand why you would be so jealous to hear that my mom and I were getting to go to such a nice place, and you're not.
I'm just saying that it sounds like a really, really nice and lovely trip for you and your mom. Maybe next time you could think about inviting me, you know? It's not as fun as you think, always sitting around at home.
Well, it's not that I don't want to bring you along or anything like that, Tammy. It's just that I know my mom prefers to travel with just the two of us. I did ask her once if it would be okay to take you along on one of these trips as well. You should have seen the face that she made when I did.
So then she basically just thinks that I'll be in the way if I go there?
I don't know if that's it. I think it's just that my mom wants to take these trips that her and I can spend more time together. And it's just a little difficult to do that with you here, you know?
Well, I guess I understand that, but you've just never invited me to any kind of trip, and... Well, now that I know that it's your mom saying that I can't go, just try and think about how that might make me feel.
I really am sorry about all of this, but I promise you that you and I will go on a trip one day soon, okay?
Do you really mean that? Are you serious?
Of course. I mean, you're right. I've only been going on trips with my mom, and it really isn't fair to you at all. So I just hope that you can forgive me. Maybe we can look at what tickets are like for the summer or something. How does that sound?
Well, that would be amazing. I can't even remember the last time that I left the state. I think it's been so long.
Has it really been that long for you? Well, just think of a place that you'd like to go, and we can look into it, as long as it's not too wild.
Of course it's really been that long. It's like you said, the only times that you've ever gone on a trip are with your mom. And while I think it's great that you want to take care of her and be there for her, that's mean, leaving me behind. I just wish that you would consider how I might feel about this a little more, you know?
You're right, and I truly am sorry for that. I really would like to take you with me, if my mom would be okay with it, but... Anyways, once you and I are on our trip, we will have all the time we need to relax and enjoy each other's company.
I really hope so. Either way, I'm really looking forward to just getting to go somewhere with you. Hey Alex, I was just curious if you had already left for your trip yet? I called out to you while I was leaving for work today, but I didn't hear you say anything back, so I wasn't sure if you'd gotten up.
Oh yeah, I did end up sleeping in a bit, but I still made it to the airport on time and everything.
Well, I'm glad that you made it on time because I really was pretty worried about you if you'd make it or not. I mean, it would suck if you slept through your departure time, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I just couldn't really get any sleep last night at all. I guess it's just something about being the day before a big trip that gets me all excited and keeps me from sleeping. But yeah, like I said, I made my plan and everything with plenty of time to spare, so it's okay.
Okay, well, I do hope that you have a good time on this trip. Do you have any idea what you're going to be doing today after you land?
Yeah, I think we were just going to go and find out our hotel if we have enough time, maybe just check out a hot spring area. But I doubt that we'll get to do that much today, since I know that getting on a plane just really takes it out of my mom. Not to mention how long the shuttle ride to the resort is.
Oh yeah, well I guess that makes sense. I really do hope that the weather there is good for you though.
Thanks a lot for saying that, Tammy. That means a lot. I know that we're going to have a lot of fun.
That's really good to hear. So does that mean that your mom is looking forward to this too?
Oh yes, she was talking about how much she was looking forward to this the whole flight over. I guess she really wants to make the most of this trip while we're here.
Well, you two should. Like you said, you two are trying to make memories together, so I hope that you both enjoy yourselves a lot. Although maybe just take it easy on the drinking while you're over there, okay?
Oh, come on. You know that I don't really like drinking all that much when I'm around my mom. Besides, she really gets upset with me when I do drink too much.
Yeah, but I bet that she really is happy to be going on this trip with you, Alex. In fact, now that I think about it, I don't think I've actually seen your mom in a while. When you get a chance, I would love to see some pictures of you on your trip. And the scenes from outside as well. You made the resort sound just so amazing.
Well, we'll just have to see about that. I know how my mom is when it comes to having her pictures taken and stuff. But I'll be sure to try to send photos when I have the chance.
Oh, come on. There's nothing to be ashamed about. I mean, you'll only be sending them to me. No one else is going to see them.
I know, but it's just a hang-up that my mom has, you know? I really hope you understand where she's coming from.
I mean, I guess that I do, but is that really true? Has your mom always been too embarrassed to have her photo taken?
I guess that maybe she just decided recently that she really doesn't like it. She said that it's just too easy to see how old she's gotten when photos are taken.
Really? Well, I guess that's just kind of surprising to hear. Alex, are you there? Please pick up the phone. This is serious.
Oh my gosh, what is it? What do you want? You're really getting in the way of me spending quality time with my mom.
Well, I really am sorry to do that, but this is a real emergency. Otherwise, I wouldn't be blowing up your phone.
Okay, well, you woke up my mom with how much my phone was ringing. And she really is really tired from all the travels. So can you please let us rest? I mean, what could this emergency of yours possibly be?
Well, it's your mom. She's in trouble and, well, I don't think that she's sleeping soundly.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? My mom is in trouble. What do you mean by that?
I mean that I just got off the phone from a call from your parents' house, and your mom has been taken to the hospital. Which means that your mom was at home and not on vacation with you, right?
But hold on a second. I think there's some kind of mistake here.
Okay, then why don't you clear all this up by telling me who exactly you were taking this trip with?
Now just hold on for a minute there. Tammy, this news about my mom is all just some kind of joke, right? I mean, you're lying to me, aren't you?
Alex, why in the world would I lie to you about something like this? Do you think I'm joking right now? Anyways, how about you just answer the question that I asked you, huh? I want to know just who you're with. Now, are you going to tell me or not?
I'm just with a friend is all. Just a friend, and that's it. Nothing more.
You're just with a friend? What does that even mean? That doesn't actually tell me anything. Why did you tell me that you were going on this trip with your mom in the first place?
I knew that you would get really mad at me if I told you that I was going to be taking a trip with my friend is all.
No, I wouldn't really say that I'm mad at you.
But the whole time I told you that I was going with my mom was because I knew that you'd be upset if I wasn't using my parents as an excuse to go.
Alex, do you have anything to tell me that isn't just an excuse for your actions? I mean, whether you go on a trip with your mom or with a friend doesn't really make a difference, right? But now that I know you've lied to me, that tells me that there is something about this trip that you don't want me to know about.
No, it's nothing like that at all, okay? This is just a totally normal trip.
Alex, do you really think that you're fooling anyone right now? I mean, would you be saying all of this if your mom was right here?
Of course I would. I would tell her that because it's the truth.
And would you tell your mother, lying in a hospital bed right now, that you just used her to go on a trip with a friend that you told me almost nothing about? Because I can go and tell her all of this if you want, but I just don't think that's going to end up going how you think it will.
Please, Tammy, I really am so sorry. The truth is that I'm having an affair.
Well, that much I figured, but I just wanted you to actually come out and say it.
I really am so sorry about this, but how is my mom doing? Is she okay?
How should I know about how your mom is doing? I'm just about to leave the house to go and check in on her right now. What about you? I suppose you're stuck up in the mountains for now, aren't you?
What are you talking about? Of course I'm going to come down and check in on my mom. I'll buy a ticket back right now.
Hey, Alex, I just wanted to let you know that I've arrived to the hospital. Do you have any idea around what time you're going to show up?
I don't think that I'll actually be able to get back down to town by today. The shuttle isn't running, and there's no way I'm paying for a cab to get me all the way up those mountains.
So you're really not going to shell out the money and go to the airport?
I don't even think a taxi would come all the way up here just to get me at this late night. I just don't have any means of leaving the resort right now.
Well, I think you should really try and figure out something because everyone here is asking about when you're going to arrive. Your father and brother are here too, and they are quite mad with you.
But I didn't even do anything. Can't you just tell them that I'm away on a business trip or something?
Yeah, I'm not about to lie to your whole family on your behalf, actually. Besides, I've already told them the truth about what's going on.
You're kidding me. Did you really do that? What's the matter with you? Why would you do that?
Why wouldn't I do that? Why should I have lied to your dad when he asked where you were? In fact, you know what he told me? He told me that he had no idea what I was talking about when I mentioned the trips you take with your mom. And you know what that means? It means you've been lying to me this whole time about all the trips that you've gone on up until now. Every single time you left the house, you were really just doing so in order to go and cheat on me, isn't that right?
Tammy, I really am so sorry. You have no idea how guilty I feel about all of this. I wanted to say something, but I just couldn't.
How many times did I ask you to bring me on a trip, just the two of us? You turned me down every time just so you could turn around and go cheat on me.
You have to know how sorry I am for everything.
I really don't want to hear it. You told me that your mom was always talking about wanting to travel with you. But now I know that you were just ignoring her wishes while using them to make up excuses to leave me. I thought you really cared about your parents, maybe even more than me. But now I see that you don't care about anyone but yourself. You really are just the absolute worst. Do you know that?
Please, you have to know that I really was going to take you on a trip next. I really do promise that I was thinking of you this whole time.
Well, lucky for me, there isn't going to be a next time when I have to deal with you, Alex. In fact, I would worry that there might not even be a next time for you and your mom to take a trip, honestly.
Is my mom's condition really that bad? What are the doctors saying? Please tell me this isn't happening.
If you really want to know, the doctor told your family that everyone should prepare for the worst. They're all worried that your mom might not actually have that much longer here with us.
But surely she's going to make it another day, right? Just at least until tomorrow morning, isn't she?
I really don't know. I'm not a doctor and I can't make that call. I'm only telling you what the doctor has told the rest of us, so that's why I think you should really try and be here.
Oh no, I really don't know what I'm going to do. This can't be happening. This isn't fair.
Yeah, I am sure that your mom, in addition to the rest of your family, are all just shocked. After all, I imagine that most of them have figured out that you were just going away on a trip to cheat on me at this point. It's probably fair to say that every single member of your family that is here right now are all extremely disappointed in you.
Well, tell them that I'm on my way and I'm going to be right there, okay? And please tell my mom that I'm going to do everything I can to get there.
I'll tell them if you want, but I don't know if they even really want to hear what you have to say for yourself. Especially your mom, since the doctors have just come out of the room and told us that your mom just lost all consciousness.
Tammy, are you there? I just want to let you know that I'm on my way to the hospital right now.
Oh wow, you really do work fast, don't you? I thought that it would have taken you more time to get here.
Well, I got the very first flight that I could possibly get back here.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm just so sorry that means you had to cut your little trip with your special friend short.
No, actually, she's still at the resort. Actually, I know that she isn't going to be happy about me leaving her, but, well, I care about my mom too much to not be here. Anyways, how is my mom doing? Is she okay?
Actually, I was thinking about texting you this, but your mom is no longer with us. She's resting now.
No, this can't be happening. You gotta be kidding me.
Although she did wake up briefly before her final moments. She was even able to talk, which the doctors were sure she wouldn't be able to do. And so, aside from you, she was able to say goodbye to this planet with her whole family around her.
But I didn't get to say goodbye to my mom. And now you're telling me that she's dead? I should have never gone on this trip at all. Did she say anything when she opened her eyes? What were her final words? Please, I have to know.
Well, she did ask where you were, and if you'd arrived yet. No.
What did you tell her? Did you tell her I was on my way? Please don't tell me that you told her the truth.
No, of course not. We made up an excuse for you when it came to your mom. We would never expose her to such a horrible truth about her favorite son so close to her final moments.
Well, that's good at least. Thank you so much for that.
But your dad does know everything. I wasn't going to lie to him.
I still don't think there was any need for you to tell anyone about this at all. Especially not my dad, whose wife was about to die.
I really don't think you're in any position to be telling me what I should or should not have done in that position. Your dad was distressed and asking where you were, and I wasn't about to lie to him. But I am glad to know that you're back in town because you should know that after this, you and I are getting divorced.
You can't do this to me right after my mom died. What's the matter with you? Don't you have a heart?
Of course I did, and I thought I had opened up to someone who really cared about his family and his mother, but now I see I was wrong. I'll give you a few days to grieve, but I would recommend getting a lawyer during that time. You'll need one. After Alex arrived back into town, I heard that he had his hands quite full dealing with his relatives. At the funeral, I heard that Alex was bawling his eyes out and wouldn't stop crying and apologizing for not being there for his mother. But all the relatives there learned about what Alex was so busy doing while his mom was in the hospital that nobody had any pity for him. Finally, his own father asked Alex to leave since he was making a scene that nobody wanted to see. About a week later, I began the divorce process with Alex and sued him for his affair. It's not that I wanted to kick him while he was down, but he lied to me as well, and I wanted to be fairly compensated for his manipulation. I haven't heard from Alex since the divorce, although I am sure that his life has not gotten much better with how much drama he was coming to. Either way, it's not my problem, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.